Hey, welcome to my video on Bomb Family. We're going to look at how to do this trial without any particular 5 stars. I mean, you could take the Lulu as a friend, but I have Lulu, so I'm just using it as a 5th with no friend unit, just to show that it can be done without an evade tank and with mostly 3 and 4 star units after the enhancement to Veritas of the Earth came last week. The team comp looks very strange. See right off the bat here that they start attacking Sirius. I put as much passive provoke on Sirius as I could fit, but she's not 100%. So we kind of hope that she takes the 2 Imperils there at the beginning. Tim will never take an Imperil because he has the Great Raven's Cloak, and Veritas of the Earth and Sirius both have enough passive resist that we're not worried about it. Exdeath, on the other hand, if he gets the Imperil, he will have to dispel himself, and you'll notice Exdeath is equipped with dual cast, not just dual black magic, because he needs to mix in some white and green, actually, magic into his turns. So I equipped him with dual cast. So he has to dispel himself if he gets the Imperil. Lulu can actually survive with the Imperil because she has 30% innate fire. So on turns 1 and 3, when Dad Bomb throws the Blizzard Bomb that hits everybody, she will take 1000 damage at the end of the first turn because Dad Bomb is not buffed, but she'll take 4000 at the end of the third turn. So I would advise, dispelling Dad Bomb on turn 3 if that's what you are going to end up doing. So you can see that the general idea of the fight is to get Veritas of the Earth with his newly enhanced Guardian to block all of Mom Bomb's physical damage, and use Sirius with her enhanced Fire and Ice 100% resist buffs to get rid of all of Dad Bomb's damage. Veritas of the Earth, you could see too, I've put a ice weapon on him so that he could charge Limit Burst. Ideally, he could charge the Esper bar, but in this particular battle, you could see I didn't get many orbs, and I saw an opportunity to finish it, so I ignored the Esper mission. Now, the key why Exdeath is here, you're about to see here, is he has that Transcender talent to give him a little bit of Man-Eater, and then he has Man-Eater Plus, and then he has Titan on with Stone Learned, so that he can target Veritas of the Earth and heal him via using stone. This was the way I sort of figured out how to keep Veritas of the Earth sustained. We'll just see here in a sec. The idea too with the bombs at this point is we're going to get Mom as close to 60 as possible. We cannot push either of them under 60. The whole point is here is not to trigger that mana drain. And there goes Exdeath. You could see he can heal a good 8 to 10k on Veritas of the Earth with using stone. He's broken at the moment, so his heals are a bit weaker. Anyway, we're trying to get Mom Bomb down to 60 so that we can get Dad Bomb down to 60, and then we can nuke Dad Bomb from 60 to 0. And then we've got a few turns to nuke Mom Bomb from 60 to 0 before she just starts doing that mana drain, even as a non-threshold. She does that on turns 4, 9, 14, 19, etc. So ideally you'd want to kill Dad Bomb on turn 5, and then you've got all the way until turn 9 to take care of Mom. You could do it the other way around too, but Dad summons a lot more bombs when Mom is dead than the other way around, so yeah, you could choose to try it that way as well. So here, Lulu, this is probably the last time we're going to be able to hit Mom before the Blizzard starts doing too much. We got her to 64, so that's pretty good. That'll be the last time we attack her. Tim, you can see here, is primarily doing dispels via Carbuncle and Pod from 9S's TMR to keep Veritas of the Earth's damage reasonable. Could use Orin's TMR. You could bring Vayne or Divine Soleil as another spot. You could use Bruce's TMR, would also help there. Tim is geared for Limit Burst, and he's here to do a break. Again, there are much better breakers that reduce the requirements on this fight. I would suggest using Bran. Bran actually has a 15% mitigation and a 64% break that significantly reduce the requirements for the battle. But Tim, I thought I'll use him because I know a lot of people use him, and mathematically it is possible to do with Tim as your breaker as well. So still at this point we're just kind of going through our rotation. So Tim is pod every other turn and he dispels when he doesn't have to pod. Lulu is managing the damage. She's equipped with as much demon killer as we can get, making use of her stacking fire and ice magic to kill the bosses. Sirius has got an interesting rotation. She has to do fire and ice resist, and then she has to provoke so that all the imperils are attracted to her. And then she has to use Mirage because it is possible that Veritas the Earth, on a 70% chance to proc, doesn't get in front of her before the first single target hit. So sometimes you'll see Mom Bomb lead off with Slap, and if that happens, then Sirius is toast 30% of the time. So Veritas the Earth isn't going to jump in front. So even with Mirage, she can still die, but it certainly reduces the probability that that will happen. Now, this turn, I attacked Dad Bomb with Firaja with one stack first, and then broke him, because I found if I broke him right away, the math with my particular Lulu's damage didn't work out very well. So I'm kind of thinking here at this point, and I think what I end up deciding to do is break Dad Bomb after Lulu's hit so that her next two hits can go through and keep him above 60 as we prepare to kill him. Veritas the Earth, he goes through a rotation of Guardian and then Defensive Barrier and then Guard. If you were bringing Orin's TMR for Tim, you could just scrap the Defensive Barrier and just do Guardian Guard, Guardian Guard, so that he's guarding every time Mom Bomb does double Lariat. But with this strategy, with Pod, I found I could sneak in a Defensive Barrier on Veritas the Earth and he wouldn't die, he was okay. You can see most turns he takes 8k damage, 5k damage. There will be turns where he takes more than that, but you do have a little bit of room if you can't get your Veritas the Earth quite as tanky as mine. The other thing is you can put evade on him too, right? As long as his tankiness doesn't exceed that minimum threshold. I think the worst turn he takes 9 or 10k damage, so if you can play around that and give him some evade, it will help too. It won't take as much overtime. So we've got the other thing you have to do if you're in this strategy is you have to dispel Mom Bomb every turn. So you'll notice my strategy here is if everything's going well, X-Death does the dispel on Mom, followed by the single cast of Stone onto VOE to try and heal him up. This frees up Tim to make sure that he's able to always use his pod when it's needed. Lulu here will hit a double Firaja onto Dad, and you can see it brings him down right where we want him at 64. And there's your double Lariat you just saw. I managed to guard that one, and look at the damage that VOE has taken this turn. I mean, absolutely minimal, right? Took 2,700 damage on her most aggressive turn. And that's just, again, making sure you've layered all the different ways of reducing his damage, right? You've got the pod shield, you've got his own defensive barrier, and then you're guarding. And ideally, whatever turn you want to kill Dad, that is the ideal, situation for Veritas of the Earth on that turn. You want him to be guarding that turn because that's the turn Mom Bomb enables 12 actions, and a lot of them can be slaps. Slap does the most damage out of all of her attacks, so we want to try to be cognizant of that. At this point, I'm trying to decide, do I want to try and take down Dad from here? I was thinking I wanted to kill Dad on turn 10, and this is turn 6, which is not ideal because I only have 7, 8, and 9 before Mom uses her MP drain, but I thought I'll go for it just to see if it works. You could see I built a little macro there to time X-Death's Firaga to hit within 20 frames of Lulu's Firaja just to get a little extra chain bonus. I fast forward here because I wasn't anticipating actually being able to kill him. I thought this run was dead in the water when I only got him to 64, but we did kill him. So I just fast forwarded there while I was thinking for a good minute or two about how to handle the next segment. But the strategy is to get Veritas the Earth, all of his defenses in line to be able to, have his limit burst up to participate in the kill of Mom Bomb. You can see here, this is the most dangerous turn actually, and my Veritas the Earth isn't even full health and he's not guarding, and I'm taking a double lariat and a number of slaps. I suppose I could have taken a few more slaps, but I'm trying to remember how much HP we end up with here. Yeah, we still end up with 3k, and he wasn't totally topped off there, so you can see there is margin for error. But my feeling really is that the first turn is the most damage that he's ever going to take. So you'll know within a couple of tries of this strategy whether your tank is tough enough to take him. And as to do this battle, like I was saying, if you can get Orin's TMR or even just a general 30% mitigation on him the first turn, your requirements go way down. So that's sixth spot if you have no better unit, which is hard for me to imagine, but if you have no better unit to throw in there than Vayne or Crow, actually you'd want to use Crow, sorry, because Vayne's only physical. Vayne's second turn is a 40%, or his LB, sorry, is a 40% one that gets unlocked, but I don't think he's manageable. I think Vayne with Orin's TMR is perfect here because you could ensure, a constant 25 and 40% mitigation on VOE. He'd never die with that. No way. So now we've got Mom at 65. We're trying to get all of our ducks in a line here. We're going to make sure VOE is fully healed. The nice thing about now is that Mom Bomb, when Dad Bomb's dead, Mom Bomb no longer requires being dispelled, so X-Death is generally free to double heal Veritas the Earth, make sure he's always at 100%. I was checking there to see if he had the add fire element on his attack, which he does. You're going to notice that after Dad dies, Mom imbues all your guys with fire. Now those two bombs that she just summoned are the worst two I could get. Possible I could kill the Dark Bomb, maybe. But the Earth Bomb I've got no way of dealing with. It's bugged and deals wind damage when it explodes, which is definitely going to wipe my team. So we're going to have to make use of Tim's hide to get around that. The Dark Bomb, again, I mean, maybe X-Death could kill it, but I really doubt it. In fact, I'm sure he couldn't. So there's maybe if we limit broke him, or if we broke him rather, but I highly doubt it. So both of those bombs are going to be just hope for the best, that they don't explode on me. I'm not going to anger them. And hopefully we finish the fight so that Tim can just escape. And here is the little trick. We're going to make sure that Lulu is powering up her Blizzaga on our own party. You may have noticed last turn I had serious throw up the ice resist, even though we shouldn't need it at this point. Mom Bomb doesn't do any ice damage, but you still need it to make sure Lulu's spell can be, or the stacks rather, can be built without actually hitting Mom. So we don't want to hit Mom and trigger her 60% threshold retaliation with the mana drain and the imperil, etc. So everything here, we're proceeding as normal. Veritas the Earth's doing all his normal stuff. Sirius is doing all her normal stuff. X-Death doesn't have to dispel anymore, so most turns he can just double heal Veritas of the Earth, deal with that extra damage that Mom Bomb does. We're using Tim's Limit Burst here to set up our kill attempt on Mom Bomb. Then the actual kill on Mom Bomb, we're going to do, the same trick with the Blizzaga from X-Death and the Blizzaga from Lulu, and we're actually going to add a third little trick where we're going to use Veritas the Earth's Limit Burst to hopefully help build that chain a little bit, and more importantly get the Limit Burst kill mission. You can see on that turn I was able to guard with Veritas of the Earth and he took 5k, so if he hadn't been guarding there, that would have been a lot of damage that turn. I mean, any one of these turns, he can take uh, a real whomping. So you just, keep him topped off, make him as tanky as you can, give him all the support that you can. We're going to use a double dispel here in order to dispel Veritas of the Earth of his fire element imbue, as that will interfere with our chain and probably stop us from getting the mission as well, since it won't count as damage. Accidentally clicked Waterja there. Anyway, we're going Blizzaja, and then we're doing double Blizzaga. And the timing on this is pretty specific. I did a macro and did some training dummy time here to make sure that this chain worked the best that it could. I tried to slow it down here just to show you the hits. So you'll see X deaths, Blizzaga hits there for whatever, 700,000. Then Lulu hits for I think 16 million there, yeah, there's thereabouts. And then Veritas Heroes has 3 short hits, followed by X-Death's second hit, which comes up there as 600,000. And then Lulu's hit, you can just see in the background, they're thinking about 14.5 million there. And Veritas the Earth gets the last hit for the purpose of the kill. Now at this point I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, how am I going to deal with these bombs? I took some pictures there for I thought the thread, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll see if I can kill one of them. And then I thought, you know what, if I hide, I win. Let's just hide. And yeah, I mean, at this point, I know that there's no way I'm going to be able to deal with a couple of them. So I think, I'll hide. I know they explode on their own if you just wait. But of course, I'm turning this over in my mind foolishly. Didn't even notice the dark bomb was ready to explode. I'm not sure if I did something that caused that. Perhaps when I dispelled him. I don't know why, but anyway, if you can get the 2 big bombs dead and you have a unit that hides, then you just hide a couple of times and you wait for them to blow up on their own. I figured the wind bomb I would have been able to deal with because VOE could have given everyone the 100% earth resist. Most of the other bombs I could have killed, but the ones that got some in there I had no way of killing. You want to bring more elemental coverage, I suppose you could try to kill them at the end, but there's no reason to. So that's it. We managed to do it. I just wanted to take you through quickly the gear so you could see how they're set up. So first, Veritas of the Earth here, he's got just as tanky as possible. You got the Dragon Mail to have 30 and all the primary 3 resists, and the Ice Weapon. Other than that, it's just as tanky as you can get them. Physical damage. Sirius here, she's got passive provoke. She's got the wingsuit for first turn. She's got Mirage Vest. The Hydaelyn guards are overkill. You did 2 of them is enough. You just need 30%. I bought her to 50 because I didn't really understand the mechanics, but you're never going to take an Aspire Explosion in this strategy. And you're certainly not going to survive the next turn if you do. Here's X-Death, you see Man-Eater and dual cast. And other than that, just as much magic as you can get on him so that those stones heal Veritas of the Earth for as much as possible. And then Tim, I just wanted to give him as much MP as I could, so the Great Mage's Chant and all the MP gear, and then just to make sure his limit burst was up as much as possible. Great Ravenscape is there to make sure he doesn't get punched on the first turn because he will not survive. Lulu is just as much magic damage to demons as you can get, so Equip Helm and Cursed Mouthpiece was better, and the Marlboro's Whip is quite good. That's it for that video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and again, it's UVarian on Reddit if you have any questions or want to borrow any units.